Sir, could I get your name?
My name's Cody Clemens.
Can you spell it for me?
Kodyclemons.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you saw down here, kind of just starting from the beginning?
I believe this started probably around about 3 hours ago. We were sitting in the office, I was sitting in the office, and I heard a whole bunch of police heading towards this way, and actually when they got to the intersection, one was going one way, one was going the other. At the very beginning, they really didn't have an idea where he was. And I walked out and I saw a friend of mine in the parking lot, Perry Stevens, and he had his truck parked. And as soon as we got there, we started hearing gunfire. Probably at the very beginning, probably 20 to 30 shots, and then there was a pause for about 15 minutes, and then there was another 15, 20 rounds, and then a pause for another 15 minutes. Then it seemed like about 100 rounds going off. It seemed like somebody was shooting back and forth, and then that's been subsided for about a couple of hours. And then as that started unfolding, police from every agency started showing up. The Sheriff's Department, the Panama City Police Department, Lynn Haven's also a part of it. The beach came over, even Fort Walton's come over. So, and as of right now, there's not been any shots in probably the last couple of hours. So, as of right now, we've already seen they've seen the robot go in. They have 2 different SWAT teams that have already been in. One breached the door, we saw that earlier. Now the finalized SWAT team is going in now. I guess either confirm whether he's deceased or alive. From what little bit I've heard, I really don't know what started the whole thing just yet. We've gotten pieces and parts, heard that there was a domestic dispute, but that's been, it seemed like way more than one person. That was shooting back and forth.
Was that high-powered rifle fire that you were hearing, or pistol fire?
It was high-powered rifles. It was no small arms fire. It sounds one of them sound like a full-blown cannon going off. Boom, 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 and a deliberate, seemed like a very deliberate fire. And it actually, the muzzle sounded like it was coming this way. So, and I was hiding over behind that palm tree for a little while before I got in a little better position, but.
What was happening here? What was the demeanor of law enforcement as all this was going on?
They didn't know if he was hiding behind a tree. I mean, they were in a very defensive posture. They were aiming every which way. They've been hiding over behind the bank that's closed, stationed behind vehicles, walls, and they finally are now getting in a little bit more relaxed posture. At the very beginning, like I said, they really didn't know where he was coming from. Some were pointing at the bank over here, some were over in Quorum's parking lot. They finally narrowed it down to where he's actually at.
What were you thinking as you heard all of these shots going off?
It was surreal. At first, it almost felt like it wasn't happening, and I thought it was just going to be like a few shots, and it was all going to be over. But it just kept going. It was like it just kept going, and so at that point, my adrenaline started pumping, my heart started racing, and you really felt like you were in the action. Because I almost had to wear a sheriff's vest if I was going to get any closer. So,
have you ever heard anything like that?
No.
No.
I hope not to hear it again, to be straight frank, right in the middle of town. This has been a wild experience. They've had 23rd Street blocked off from Michigan for hours, but people coming from, Tommy Thomas or Bill Kramer, they've had full rain. Even when the shots were fired, traffic was steadily flowing. I guess that was the least of their worries, was traffic. But
what hopes do you have for everybody that's involved in that situation right now?
I hope everything comes out great. I hope the guy gives up. I hope the policemen are super safe. They've done a great job. They've kept everybody away, kept everybody safe. I really hope that he gives up and goes on about his merry way. I don't want it to end in any kind of violence at all. It's very difficult to see it any other way.
I mean, there's been shootings at schools lately, and it seems like almost every day you hear something. Did you ever think that something like this would come to Bay County?
This is a wild experience. I don't know if they're related, but we live in a violent society, it seems, at this point. And I think there's a whole bunch of mitigating factors. So I really don't know where to pin it. But this is a violent situation right here, I can tell you that. and I believe they were shooting back. There was no surrender. I can guarantee that.